Hi, Harrison Solomon from Hook Splint. Thank you everyone for your feedback and comments and questions. One question that has come up is, how do you control the amount of relative extension or relative flexion that you have? And what if you want more? What if you want less? There are different modifications that you can make to achieve this. First, let's talk about relative extension. If your splint is a little loose, this is a 4-fingered splint that I made. If your splint is a little loose, so I'm going to put it on 3 fingers, there's going to be extra play in the system and you're not going to have as much relative extension that you want. If you really want to maximize your extension, I do recommend 4 fingers in the splint just for some added stability across the rigid zone. Then we'll do a ring finger extension. That is then very stable. It fits right. There's no scissoring. So a big key is make sure your sizing is right. If you want more extension, make sure your rigid zone is in the right spot with the double layer. And if you were on 3 fingers, I recommend going to 4 fingers and you get better extension. If we're talking about flexion, I think it's less of an issue. Again, you want to flip your rigid zone so it's on the undersurface, but because your extensor system is of course so much weaker than your flexor system, it's very hard for that finger to come up, and you get a more robust delta between the amount of extension that you have. We've also had questions about how much relative motion do you get. We've put some pictures up on the website and on LinkedIn with the splint on with an x-ray, so it demonstrates exactly how much relative motion you achieve. And it's approximately 30 degrees, which we feel is adequate for almost all applications. But again, if you want a little more or a little less, make sure your rigid zone is where you want it, make sure the sizing is right, and consider putting in all 4 fingers. That's it. Thank you so much.